So we finally built Shadow Sania on my account. I also used the Animals Reconfiguration event to say goodbye to my Victor because I also pulled Ditting the other day as well. So these two are my new biggest damage dealer in the game. Also, to support Shadow Sania, we built Ashu plus Fangus because we need unit to land dots on the enemy team. And because I want to do Terramaton, I didn't build Oboe due to the elemental disadvantage, and I needed another dot unit because if you look at my Animals archive, I don't have Lily, I don't have Freya, I don't have Claws, I don't have the things that you should have, right? I only have Shadow Sania, so I needed another dot unit, and that one was Ashu. We bought the skill up in the arena shop to max out the skill 2 because skill 2 can land 3 turn dot, and that is really good for Shadow Sania skill 2 and skill 3. And we also maxed out Fangus skill 1 and skill 2 as well. And those are my main damage dealer for the content I need to use Shadow Sania in. I think a saving grace my account is actually having Holden because he has been a blessing in many different PvE content. Other than that, we still kept Rosa. I could have reset Rosa as well, but then, I don't know, man, the titties. So my account with Holden and Shadow Sania has changed everything. For Terramaton, I went from not doing Hell 1 very well with Victor to clearing Hell 4 at the moment, and I'm farming that at the same time that I'm doing Shell. For Doki, I will probably build some sort of dot team for Doki as well if that is possible. So I'm trying to wait until the weekend to get a double drop event so that I can actually raise up those characters with the double EXP farming. For Aurora, I only did this for the achievement, but I think it's doable with Rosa and defense break and Holden type of setup. So I think we can maybe push Aurora a bit higher if I really want to. But I think my goal right now is to push Terramaton and Doki Doki. For Shell Dungeon, I was able to clear Rengokusu Hell with the dot team right here. We got Ashu, Valerian, Shadow Sania, and Fangus. But then this is not auto-friendly, right? I'm not using the auto skill. What the fuck was that damage? I'm not using the auto skill. I guess with Ditting, it's not gonna be a problem. Because you just go first and like slap the shit out of him. Look at Fangus go, bro. Look at Fangus go. Oh, now we're talking. Now we're talking, Now we're talking, yeah? Oh, that was kind of scary. Now we're talking. I mean, get the fuck out of here, okay? Ashu's the man. Oh, let's go. Let's go. So pretty much just put down the boss until he died, but it wasn't very super consistent and auto-friendly. However, Shadow Sania allowed me to do the hell level of Holden and Sharon very, very easily. So the team shown here, I think it's because this team was the fastest run, but the more consistent run that I didn't need to rely on landing defense break and slow debuff is the dot team. Way easier and way more consistent than the raw damage team. So for now, I'm farming Sharon Hell and the Shadow Flame Holden Hell for auto, so I can farm more Shell EXP, and I'm doing manual run in the Terramaton Hell. And that is pretty much the update with Shadow Sania. I didn't want to push in other content just yet because they have like a long time until they reset. So I don't care too much about the Ethernet Rally and Ember Track right now until the very last day or two. Because this doesn't cost stamina. So even if on the last day of the reset and I run out of stamina, I can keep pushing indies content as long as possible. So not a concern for me at the moment. And now I want to go through the build on these characters. So first, we have the AoE debuff unit. So this guy is going to be relevant until Inferno as well because the AoE strip into defense break. So this skill right here is very crucial for Inferno. You want to take away their boss immunity, and the attack down, the rest down help with the other member of the team as well. That's why he's on a very fast build. And this guy, when he crit, he double the chance of all the things that he does with skill 3. So if possible, The rune build, I mean not rune build, the gear build should be some sort of accuracy and crit rate. So I don't have anything good right now, so I'm using HP bonus. But I think ultimately I want to run another crit rate piece, but the crit rate one I have right now are not Swift Rush friendly. So when I build a proper Doki team and farm Doki this weekend, then I think we can get our hands on a better build for Holden. So right now he has not too high crit rate and not too high accuracy, but I think that can be changed in the future. For Holden, I think Gigabyte for me personally is going to be the most important thing. I'm going to show you guys later why, but I'm running Gigabyte on Holden. Very good speed, 20 speed on this thing is beautiful. Without that, it's going to be quite challenging to get him to outspeed anything in this game. For skill up, I don't plan to invest too much into him because I think he can function without. Next up, we have Shadow Sania. Max skill 1, very, very important to land the beautiful 2-turn dot with her passive. Other than that, there's no need to invest further into Shadow Sania for skill 2 and skill 3. Maybe in the future, in the long distance future where you auto run all the time with this character, then you can invest in that as well. But for the early game investment to start running your dungeon team, there's no need to go any further than maxing out skill 1. For the model, she's on Bramble right now. I don't have the right shell to put the Bramble down to one less piece, so she's on Bramble and Swift Rush. So ultimately, I want her to be the slowest in the team because I want the auto dot character to move, and then she start off with skill 2, which can be really good, but you can build her very fast to start spamming skill 1 as well. For auto, she's very stupid because if you run skill 3, you don't land dot, you just explode the dot. So you don't really do more damage to the boss. You just do damage that the boss is supposed to have anyway. And most of the time, you want this character to go skill 1 or skill 2. You skill 2 when there are many dots, and you skill 1 when you want skill 1 all the time. If there's an auto skill priority system, you can turn on skill 3 in the future. And for the early game, spamming these two is going to be so much more important. For Shell, I'm running Black Flag at the moment. This is temporary, but I really like it because it gives me more turn, and I can skill 1 more often. For module, I think Bramble is very good because most of the time, all the boss in this game AoE attack your entire team. So when you revenge, you also land a dot with the skill 1, which can be very huge. Easily boost your run and make it faster. Next up, we have Ashu, my R carry. Ultimately, I want him to be faster than Shadow Sania, but unfortunately, I don't have the right Codex of Magic just yet. The moment I get my hands on the right Codex of Magic, he should be faster. So Shadow Sania can use skill 2 turn 1, and then that's going to extend the dot of this guy to 4 turn, which can be really good. However, he is not auto-friendly. I repeat, not auto-friendly because he was skill 3 first, but I only need him for this skill. So please allow me to choose the skill I want to use, and then after that, the slow is more important than the silence on Teramaton. Because when you look at the dot roster, in the red department we have Fangus. That's it. In the blue department we have Obo. That's it. Like this girl bleed, she's not doing dot. In the green department, we have Ashu and Celine skill 1. Skill 1, 30% chance to land, not very consistent. I don't care about that. And that's pretty much it, right? We don't have a whole lot of dot unit, so I really have to use this guy if I don't have Lily, because I need to land another layer of dot on the enemy so I can actually kill them. So if I can only use a skill, that's going to be great. If this skill is 2-turn cooldown, that's going to be great. But with Codex of Magic, I can do the skill twice, and that's very good. Next up, we have Fangus, who is on a decently fast build, who's tanky and have effect accuracy. I maxed out skill 1 for the maximum chance to land dot, and I maxed out the skill 2 for the maximum chance to follow-up attack after my teammate. And he's on a Swift, some sort of build. I run this build on him, but I think you can change it to whatever you want, especially build that can give him more turns so he can skill 1 more often so that he can land more dot. That's pretty much it. If this is like 2-turn dot, that will be massive for dot team in the future. So that's my dot setup. And then we have Valerian, who is very slow, but I run Valerian on a Gigabyte because in this endgame dungeon, the boss destroy you immediately. So the first turn Hazy Dream, gone. You buffed it, gone very quickly. So if she can get turned with Gigabyte and then buff the invincibility, that is very, very helpful, especially for Shadow Sania because mine's on Bramble. So there was some run where she was the only one surviving with invincibility, and she revenged and I win the run. So very important. Celine is using my Holden set. so that she can be fast and she can apply Forgetfulness on the Shadow Flame Holden when I want to farm Shadow Flame Holden. That is pretty much all she needs to do. And other than that, I reset Marvel for the skill up because I might invest in Obo. And that is the plan for now, or the progression for now. So what I've been doing is I'm going to go to Shell. I'm going to start farming one of these with my dot team. So if I go to the Hell level, I'm going to go with the dot team for this one. Very consistent, wins 90% of the time, which is very lovely. So we attack break, we start putting dots on the boss. That's pretty much it. And I do the same thing in the Shadow Flame Holden by switch Holden into... Wait, that's not Shadow Flame Holden. I switch Holden into Celine so I can turn off the revenge of the ads, and the same strategy apply. We put dots on the thing, and that's pretty much it. If you're saying, wow, look at this shit, you're using one character to clear everything. Wow, look at Ditting, right? Pretty much the same thing, Ditting, Lily, or Dot. So not a whole lot of diversity right there, but it is what it is, meta slave or not. And lastly, while I do share on auto, I will go to the module to do Hell Termaton. So this is manual run. It's not auto, it sucks, but there's no way for me to go around it. If I sit here and listen to my ego and don't do this manually and only do this when I can auto, then it's gonna be very hard. Of course, this is not achievable for people who are employed, unemployed like me, then that's a different story. I can sit there and play a video game. But for employed people, it's gonna be a bit challenging. So let me show you the game plan. We get airplay shit on, but that's totally okay. We're gonna put attack break on the boss and maybe put the rest down as well. And we start slapping the boss with dot. Here we go. First layer. The boss gonna attack you. Massive damage. And then we're going to skill 1 here to land 2 dots. And then we're gonna Ashu him. So if Ashu go first, I can extend the dot. But then Ashu's going after. We put some more dots over there. One nice little follow-up. And right here, if I didn't have Gigabyte, then I cannot push back the boss. So I'm only able to do this. He's only able to cut in when the right hand boost with Gigabyte. So I'm going to push the boss down, put another dot on him. I can buff again. So if I wasn't using Gigabyte, he wouldn't be moving. So Gigabyte, I think, is very important for my situation. So right now, an auto Shadow Sania with skill 3 deal massive damage, but no more dots. But what you can do is you do this, and then you have massive damage overall. So I think with this amount of dot that lasts 4 turn, 3 turn, I can technically auto from now on. So it's like a half auto, half manual, depending on how bad my RNG is. Because right now, I can do this again. If I land, it's pretty much over, right? I think Shadow Sania can skill 3 and I will win the game. So it's like a half auto, half manual. I'm doing Hell 4. I'm doing it manually, which is kind of cringe, I know. But it is what it is, right? I'm trying to play the game with what I'm given to the best of my ability. So I'm doing this on manual. I am playing auto on a shell dungeon. And that is what I've been doing for the past day or two. Trying to get my hands on some decent gear to boost my ditting damage so that I can do all the content. Like pretty much, if I have a nice little damage build, Borkney or Ditting or whatever I plan to do in the future, then I could potentially clear Doki Doki and progress in the game. Oh my god, that is a lot of damage. Let's try to do another run here. So once again, we're going to skill 1. We land only 1 dot. So the problem with dot team is that there's an innate resist with these bosses as well, which means there'll be run where you will miss 3-4 dots in a row. And you see that the Gigabyte boost? And I will miss this one as well. And suddenly the run is very bad. And also, Fangus not going to land the dot all the time. Fangus not going to team up all the time. So it's another small layer of RNG that even with manual gameplay, it is not absolutely the best, right? I'm landing dot right now, looking very, very good. I am probably going to land the next layer of 3 turn here. And then, if I explode, I don't think he's going to die. So I'm going to skill 1. And then land 2 more. And then we can probably auto now. Like, if after the first dot layer happened and he's half health, I can auto. So it's kind of a little bit hands off a little bit here. If he's not half health, then there's a problem. And I think if I can just replicate this and make my team tankier with double AXP drop, I can probably beat it on auto. I mean, not auto, Inferno. I can probably beat Inferno in the double drop day, the second double drop day. That can be very, very important. So that is pretty much it for my account progression in the past day or two so far. It's been very, very fun, very exciting. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.